The tri-species Concord had ruled the Orion Spur for over 2,000 years. Composed of the hive-minded Zarn, the crystalline Veil, and the gaseous Moor, their alliance maintained galactic order through overwhelming force and absolute control. Peace wasn't negotiated, it was enforced. Their combined fleets could glass a planet in minutes, and their laws were written in plasma burns across rebel worlds. Then, without warning, the Grand Sentinel array blared across every channel in the Nexus hub, a neutral station orbiting the black hole Cygnus X-1. Galactic forces on high alert. A Terran battleship approaches. Panic erupted. Merchants abandoned stalls. Diplomats shredded classified files. Even the Moor emissary, a sentient storm of ionized gas contained in a magnetic cradle, pulsed with erratic violet flares. The Zarn High Arbiter Krell slammed his chitinous fist onto the obsidian command throne. "Impossible," he hissed. "Terran space collapsed decades ago." Sol went dark. Their colonies fell silent. Humanity is extinct. Yet on the main holo display it appeared, a single vessel emerging from the quantum foam at the edge of the accretion disk. Massive, scarred, and asymmetrical, its hull was a patchwork of ancient steel, salvaged alien plating, and something that shimmered like living coral. No running lights, no transponder, just a name stenciled in faded white along its flank. UNS Iron Resolve. "Scans confirm Terran origin," said Veil strategist Lyra, her crystalline form refracting alarm into prismatic shards. "But its mass exceeds known human engineering limits by 400%, and it's emitting a low-frequency harmonic resonating with organic matter on the station." Krell's mandibles tightened. "Deploy the null shields. Activate the singularity mines. I want that relic vaporized before it clears the event horizon shadow." Inside the Iron Resolve, Captain Anya Volkov stood on a bridge unlike any in galactic records. The walls pulsed faintly with bioluminescent veins. The air smelled of ozone and damp earth. Her crew, some in patched uniforms, others with cybernetic limbs grown from bioalloys, moved with quiet focus. Null shields engaging. "Captain," reported Ensign Rivas, eyes flickering with neural interface data. "Singularity mines primed at 300,000 clicks." Anya didn't flinch. She touched a worn locket at her throat. Inside, a photo of Earth's last sunrise taken hours before the solar collapse. "Helm, execute the Lazarus drift." "Aye, ma'am." The Iron Resolve didn't accelerate. It unfolded. Hull segments shifted like tectonic plates, revealing fractal arrays that bent local spacetime. The ship didn't dodge the mines, it absorbed them. Each singularity was drawn into containment fields woven from human-engineered quantum foam, then repurposed into temporary warp bubbles. On the Nexus, alarms turned to screams. "They're using our weapons as fuel," Lyra cried. Krell roared. "Launch the swarm drones! All batteries fire at will." Thousands of autonomous drones surged from hidden bays, forming a cloud of death meant to strip a capital ship to its skeleton in seconds. But the Iron Resolve responded not with weapons, but with song. From its hull erupted a deep, resonant frequency, a modified version of the old Terran whale song, amplified through gravimetric harmonics and encoded with neural empathy pulses. The sound wasn't heard, it was felt. It bypassed ears and speakers, vibrating directly in the nervous systems of every sentient being within 1,000,000 kilometers. On the Nexus, Zarn warriors dropped their weapons, overcome by sudden, inexplicable grief for lost nests they'd never known. Veil diplomats wept crystalline tears as ancestral memories of peace, of art, of love flooded their rigid minds. Even the Moor emissary stilled, its chaotic swirls calming into serene spirals. The drone swarm faltered, confused, disoriented. Then, one by one, they powered down. High Arbiter Krell stared at his trembling hands. What is this power?" "It's not power," came a voice from the comms channel. Captain Volkov's face appeared on the main screen, tired, resolute, but kind. "It's memory. We broadcast the collective emotional archive of humanity. Every lullaby, every funeral dirge, every protest chant, every child's laugh from the last 10,000 years. You didn't just hear a ship. You heard a civilization. You weaponized empathy," Lyra whispered, horrified. "No," Anya said softly. "We shared it. Because after Earth died, we realized the only thing worth saving wasn't our tech. It was our soul." Silence fell over the Grand Nexus, then, slowly, The Moor emissary extended a tendril of ionized plasma toward the view screen, a gesture of ancient peace among gas dwellers. Krell removed his war crown. The conquered stands down. 3 days later, the Iron Resolve docked peacefully at Bay Omega. Not as a conqueror, but as an ambassador. Inside its hold, delegates found not weapons, but seeds, Terran wheat, oak saplings, coral polyps from drowned reefs, and data crystals containing humanity's entire cultural library, Shakespeare, roomy hip-hop symphonies, cooking recipes, and blueprints for clean fusion reactors. When asked why they'd risked everything to come here, Captain Volkov simply said, "We didn't come to fight. We came to remind you that even in the darkest void, life chooses to bloom." The tri-species conquered was dissolved within the month. In its place rose the Galactic Accord of shared memory, with Earth, though long dead, honored as its spiritual heart. But the truth was darker and far more human. The Iron Resolve wasn't just a ship. It was the last arc. After the Sol collapse, a catastrophic solar flare amplified by failed alien tech experiments, Earth became uninhabitable. Billions died. The survivors scattered across derelict stations, mining outposts, and generation ships. For decades, they drifted forgotten. Then they found the ruins of Proxima B, a dead alien city buried under ice. Within it, they discovered bioneural architecture that could merge with human DNA. Desperate, they grafted it onto their last battleship, turning metal into muscle, circuits into synapses. The ship became alive, and it remembered Earth's oceans. The smell of rain on concrete, the taste of strawberries, the weight of a lover's hand, and it remembered war. Not to wage it, but to end it. Because humanity had learned the hardest lesson in the universe. You don't defeat monsters by becoming one. You defeat them by refusing to forget what it means to be human. Back on the bridge after the ceremonies ended, Ensign Rivas approached Captain Volkov. "Do you think they'll understand us, Captain?" Anya looked out the viewport at the stars, cold, distant, but no longer empty. "They don't have to understand us, Rivas, they just have to feel us. And once they do, they'll never be the same." She tapped her locket again. "Earth is gone. But humanity? Humanity is everywhere now." News of the Iron Resolve spread faster than any FTL signal. Within weeks, rebel factions across the spur began broadcasting Terran music. Smugglers traded Earth seeds like gold. Children on Zarn homeworlds drew pictures of blue skies and green trees they'd never seen. The galaxy had spent millennia fearing strength measured in firepower and territory. Now it trembled before a different kind of power, the power of a species that loved so fiercely. It refused to die even when its world did. And so, in every major fleet's classified logs, a private footnote remained, etched not in fear, but in awe. Galactic forces on high alert. A Terran battleship approaches, because everyone now knew, when humanity shows up, the universe changes, not through conquest, not through annihilation, but through the quiet, unstoppable force of a single idea. We are still here. And we remember.